because it does it automatically. If I do Zoom on my laptop, it records automatically. If I do iPad, it doesn't. Well, that's my excuse. I'm blaming that instead of my uselessness. Right, let's start. Let's start in standing. I was going to start on all fours mainly because my head's not showing, but we're going straight down anyway. So feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Sink down into your goblin squats. That means the heels are up off the floor. I'm going to hold there. One hand down to the floor, bracing against the other knee, and then up to the ceiling with the other hand. So a little bit of rotation. Swap hands. Lift. And release. Walking out to plank. So walk out to a full plank. We're not going to hold for long. Your choice, you can drop to the knees or you can lower the chest from here. Otherwise, control your movement down to the floor. Push back to all fours. Come back up to your plank. So doing these as repeats. I'm going to lower the chest down to the floor. Again, you can drop your knees if you need to. Push back through all fours. Come up into your plank. Lower the chest. Push back through all fours. Come up into your plank. Lower the chest to the floor. One more time. Coming up. Lowering the chest down. And then releasing at the bottom there. Coming up for a frog unload. So knees are wide, big toes are together at the back. Sink your bottom onto your heels and then walk the hands away. Shift cat, move. From there, pull the floor towards you. So we're rounding the spine, chin to chest, tail tucked under, feet lift. Keep going with the hips, even if the cat's biting your arm. Lower the hips down. Sorry. Lower the hips down, lift the chest, and make sure you're pushing the floor away. So glutes are on, squeeze in, squeeze the soles of the feet together, and then reverse, chin to chest, rounding the spine back, feet coming down. Same again, pulling forward, rounding the spine forward, lifting the feet. Hips come down, chest comes up. Squeeze the feet, squeeze the glutes. And then reverse that movement, take it all the way back. And again, coming forward. Lifting, squeezing, rounding back. Let's go one more. Pull it forward. And then round it back. And release there. Coming over, this is one of the, trying to think what I did last night. One of the exercises that I did last night, which I quite like for a shoulder stretch. So it's in a bridge position. So coming over onto your back. Just a usual bridge. So lift the hips up nice and high, and then just make sure that you are not, you're not overarching your lower back. So there should be space between your chest and your chin. Glutes are working, quite obviously. And then you're going to put one hand on top of the other under your lower back. So if I put the back of my hand just where my bottom meets my lower back, so waistband kind of level, and then the other hand goes underneath that, under the lower back, and then going to bring my elbows down to the mat. So I'm pressing my elbows down into the mat, and I'm also trying to press the back of the shoulder down. So I'm opening the chest. So I'm trying to press elbows down, backs of shoulders to the mat, and my hands are pressing up into my body, so up into my lower back or waistband. From there, keeping everything the same, you're going to lower your weight into your hands or onto your hands. So you've got as much control, well, you've got the total control here. You can use your weight as much as you want, but your hands shouldn't lower. So you should find that the weight of your body, as you press up with the hands, creates a sensation of kind of, it is a stretch, I suppose, into the shoulder joint. So be nice and gentle if you do have shoulder issues. I'm thinking about you there, Andrea. But we're just holding there and breathe. We hold 3, 2, 1, and then lift the hips up. and switch hands. So whichever hand is underneath, put it on top. And then same again, push the elbows down, push the backs of the shoulders into the mat, push the hands up into the body, and then release your weight bit by bit onto the hands. Feeling the stretch. And again, we hold 3, 2, and 1, and then slowly release down. One more from here. You're going to pick the hips up again up into your bridge, and you're going to take the hands all the way overhead. Now, when you're up in a bridge, hopefully you can get your arms all the way down to the floor. So backs of the hands on the floor, maybe your forearms you can feel. You want to press your hands down into the floor above your head. They're going to stay there. And then you're going to try and roll down the spine. And what I mean by that is you're trying to put like, I don't know, you'll probably find that you're right at the top of your shoulder blades. So try and put the shoulder blades down first, then the middle back, sort of bra strap level. And if you can, roll down to your lower back without letting the hands pop up. And then roll the spine back up again. So lower back comes up, rib cage, bra strap, etc. And you back up onto your shoulders. Same again, rolling the spine down, trying to keep reaching and pressing the arms up and back as you roll down as far as you can, and then roll the spine back up off the floor. Same thing, rolling down, pressing the arms back and down. You get as far as you get, and then rolling the spine back up. One last time, roll it down. And this time, when you get to the bottom, wherever that is for you, release the arms and bring them back overhead. So just coming back to that frog position that we were in before, similar frog position, we're going to go full frog actually, I think, yeah. So take the legs or knees slightly wider than hips, feet slightly wider than that. We're not doing frogs here today, we're doing rotations. She says. So when you bring one hand, like a stop sign, like you've, I don't know, a surrender sign, just one hand. I'm doing my right side. And the idea behind the positioning of the legs is it stops your hips and pelvis from shifting. So everything stays square, apart from we're going to twist and open the chest. And you might find that you don't get very far. I'm sort of pushing myself around with the bottom hand and trying to rotate. We're going to use the breath to go a little bit further. It's going to inhale here and exhale as you twist a little further. Inhale and exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, and then as you exhale, that last little bit, wring it out, and then release all the way back down to the floor. Same on the other side, like a surrender position. Twist around as far as you can, and then find an inhale. Exhale to release a little further. Inhale, exhale, release a little further. And one last time, twist around as far as you could go. And then release all the way back down to the mat. While we're here, let's do some frogs, seeing as we're in this position. So rocking forwards and back. Nice and steady away. See how it feels this morning. Then we'll add a little bit of variety into this one this morning, just to mix things up a little bit. So at the moment, we've got obviously our knees bent. Have a go, see if you can straighten one leg out to the side. And you might need to kind of shift a little bit just to get that leg sort of in line with the hip. And I'm on the sort of big toe edge of my foot. So your foot doesn't need to be flat. And then same thing, you just rock you forwards and back nice and gentle. So there's a bit more of an inner thigh stretch, if you like, or a groin stretch, depending on lines of tension. Not know if anybody else could see Andrea's screen. Is Andrea's screen flashing for everybody else as well? No, just me. It's doing weird and wonderful
flashing for
things.
me. I was hoping it wasn't flashing for you. I'm just
Yeah.
ignoring it. I'm just going to turn my camera off just for today. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on.
no problem. Yeah, don't worry about it from my perspective. Yeah, but it's just, I keep looking up and thinking, what's that? And then slowly release that leg. You might need to wiggle about to reset. So bring that leg back in and then take the other leg out. And again, you might need to kind of walk it forward a little bit just so it's in line with the hip or thereabouts. And then shifting backwards and forwards again. Nice and steady. Can be quite a big stretch into the groin, this one. And then again, wiggle yourself free of that position. And we're going to come down onto your belly again. So just going to do some more work with the shoulders. Kind of, I liked what we were doing in the workshop last night, so I'm just throwing a few bits and pieces in here as well. So coming down onto your front. We're going to start off with a swimming exercise. So your hands are going to be down by your sides, palms down, neck in line with spine, which means your nose will probably be hovering a couple of inches off the mat. I'm going to pick up the hands so they're off the floor, keeping palms down. You're going to bring them overhead. And as you come forward, so they come out to the side like an aeroplane, and then overhead. And as you come overhead, want to lift them as high as you can, but without lifting your chest up. Bring the thumbs together and then swim the arms back to your sides. Same again, make sure your nose isn't lifting, mine is. It's easy to lift the chest to try and get the arms higher. You want to see if you can make the arms lift from the arms, not the chest. So swimming them forward again. As they come past shoulder level, see how high you can get them. Bring the thumbs together and then swim them back where they came from. One more time. Swim them round. Touch the thumbs together and then swim them all the way back to your side. And then take them out overhead. Excuse me. Thumbs up. And we're going to start with just the right arm. So same again, nose just hovering off the floor. Lift the right arm up as far as you can and release it down. And then the left arm and release it down. And then both together, hardest one. Reach and lift. And lower. Same again, right arm, left arm, both. And again, right arm, left arm, both together. One more time. Right arm, left arm, and both together. And release the arms down and just come up into whatever position you want, because I just need to find my trusty roll of bog roll. I have one in every room now. I've got one in here where I do the workouts, one in the bedroom, which is stuck under my pillow. And I'm pretty sure my body is just draining every fluid out of itself as we go along. Right, let's have a play with crab reach this morning. So I've kind of been breaking down different movements over the last however long, not that it matters. So let's start off with just some activations in crab, just to get used to the position. So starting off with the fingers pointing back, the usual story. So we're not going to come into a full crab just yet. I'm going to do some shoulder stuff here as well. So bent arm crab. So if you pick your hips up and shift your bottom towards your heels, you'll see how it's almost like your arms are now further behind you. And then as you shift your bottom back towards your hands, my arms are more straight. This is kind of stating the obvious, but I want you to get an idea of what I'm talking about. So as you shift forward, the arms essentially go further back behind you. And then as you shift back, your arms come closer to your body. So from here, as you shift your hips forward, we're going to bend the elbows. So bending the elbows here is quite difficult because you've no room in your wrist to do that. But as you shift forward, your elbows will bend. Not a lot, but they'll bend enough that you should feel an intense stretch down the front of the shoulder. Yeah. And then we shift back and straighten the arms. So we shift forward and bend the elbows. And get that stretch in the front of the shoulder. So again, you've got control because you can bend or keep your arms a little bit straighter or not shift the hips as far forward. Shift back and straighten. And coming forward again. You want to keep the chest lifted as well. Try not to sort of cave here, even while you're at the stretchy bit. Keep the chest up. And then shift back. I'm going to do a couple more. An arm shift forward. And then shift back. One last time, lifting the hips up, shifting forward, bending. And then shifting back and straightening the arms. Again. Come off your wrists if you need to, give them a shake. And then reset for crab. So crab, nice tight crab, nice and proud, chest lifted. Activations first. So pushing the hands down into the floor to lift the hips just off the mat. I'm going to hold, make sure chest is up, gaze is up, neck is pulled in. And then from there, let's hover the left foot just off the floor. You can slide a piece of paper under it and lower it down. Lift the right foot just off the mat and lower it down. Let's try the arms. Let's go right arm, hover just off the mat and release, and then left arm and release, and then opposite arm, opposite leg, your choice. I'm going right arm, left foot and release, and then opposite side, left hand, right foot for me, and release, and then lower the hips down. Again, you can come off your wrists for a moment. So the activations are designed to they're designed to help you find your center, your core, because you need a lot of work in the middle to stop you kind of weight shifting from side to side. Okay, so crab reach. We kind of know this. We're going to break it down a little bit. You want your feet slightly wider than your hips, which just gives you room to get the hips up into the air. And your hands are in the same position. Let's start with the right arm. So you're going to bring the right hand like a blade in front of your face, 6 to 8 inches away from your nose. We're just going to start off with a 3-point lift. So the hips are going to lift to the ceiling. Hand and gaze to the ceiling. So at this point here, your torso is square to the ceiling, hopefully, and then lower back down. The women, we're going to want to shift towards our legs because they're stronger than our arms. But if you can, try and keep your body weight over the standing shoulder, because the more vertical that arm is, the stronger it's going to be anyway. And then lower down. Same again. Pick the hips up. A lot of work in the glutes and the hamstrings here, but you're good for your tendonitis actually, Andrea. And then lower back down as long as it's not too sore. One last time. Pick the hips up. You're going to hold at the top and then really try and lift. You're going to be opening both hips. So you don't want to be dangling down here. You want to be up as far as we can. So there's a lot of work. And then lower back down. We're going to switch sides. So right arm coming down behind, left hand in front of the face. This is just, it gives you something to focus your gaze on. It tells you where to go. It's not just kind of a fancy show thing. So you're following your gaze and your hand are lifted at the same time. So now my gaze, I'm still looking through my hand and my hand is to the ceiling and then lowering back down. So it doesn't actually move. The arm doesn't move at all until we do the rotation. So coming up and lowering back down. And again, up you come. Make sure the glutes should be able to feel the glutes working. Give them a squeeze if not, and then lower back down. One last time, up we go. and then lowering back down and release. So when we add the rotation in, the hips obviously can't move. The rotation is coming from the shoulders. So we'll switch hands again. Let's go right hand in front of the face. And we lift the hips up first, get that top position. And then we start to rotate. And by rotate, we're trying to move the right shoulder on top of the left. So I'm trying to turn my chest towards you. Yeah, don't worry about the top arm yet. See if you can rotate the chest over to the right. Sorry, left. Left. And then rotate the chest back to the ceiling before you lower the hips. Nice. Let's do one more on the other side. So left, lift the hips to the ceiling. And then don't worry about this hand. I'm going to wrap it across my chest so I can feel the rotation coming from me rotating my chest to the right this time and trying to stack my left shoulder on top of my right shoulder. Rotate back to the ceiling and then lower back down. So it doesn't feel like a big rotation because it's not. We don't have an awful lot of rotation through the spine and some more than others. And it gets easier over time, as always. But I think the hand position can sometimes throw us off. But let's add in the arm now, which is going to frame the head. It's this position with the arm. So when you get up there, these fingertips are reaching to the floor. And you want to try and get your upper arm towards your ear. So it's that position with the hand. So let's give it a bash. So right hand in front of the face. Let's lift the hips to the ceiling first. And then as you rotate the body, the arm frames the head. See if you can reach your fingertips even like half an inch closer to the floor. And then unrotate, hand and gaze to the ceiling and lower the hips down. Brilliant. What we're trying to avoid, the reason why I'm making it down, is when I teach this, I get a lot of this going on. I get a lot of rotation as they're going up. And you can see I've not even reached that top position. I can't get there. So it's got to be up first, then the rotation. You'll get a much cleaner, well, yeah, it's a lot better for your spine. Let's put it that way. All right, so let's do the other side. Left arm, lift the hips up first. And as you rotate, arm frames the head, fingertips reaching to the floor. We hold for a brief moment and then untwist, head and hand to the ceiling and lower the hips back down and have a brief reprieve. You could come off your wrists for a moment. So let's add that into a little flow. Let's combine that with, I think, let's combine it with a side kick through, seeing as we were working with that. My screen has gone blank. Somebody speak to me. Can anybody see me? Why is my screen
I can
gone
hear
blank?
and see
So
you.
fine. Yeah.
You could, yeah. Leave your mics on then, just so I can. I'm presuming there's something gone wrong with Zoom at my end, but as long as you can see me, that's okay. I presume if I hear you go dead, I'll presume it's cut me off, and I'll try and get back in again. Bit weird. It's obviously having some kind of fit this morning, isn't it? Right. So if let's start in crab. Yeah, okay. So we're starting crab. We're going to do an under switch to beast into a side kick, and then we'll come back to crab and do a crab reach. All right. So let's just set off here. So set crab, nice proud crab. Let's go left leg under switch, which will take us into a right leg side kick through. So left leg under switch will take us to beast. Organize yourself there. Then go into a right leg side kick through. Pulling the elbow back high, reaching the leg out. Under switch there will take us back to beast. And then under switch will take us to crab, and your right hand will be off the floor. So then we can go into our crab reach. So we lift the hips up, reach the arm over, try and stack your top shoulder on top of your bottom shoulder. Return to crab. So you come all the way back down and place the hand back on the floor. And then we'll go the other way. So we'll go right leg under switch to beast. Leads us nicely into a left leg side kick through. Coming back through to beast, into a right leg under switch to crab, which will leave the left hand off the floor to lift the hips into a left arm crab reach. Return to crab. How do we do? Because I can't see you. So you could all just be sitting there looking at the screen and completely blanking me.
Yeah, it was fine.
I shouldn't have told you that, because you're just all going to sit there on your rugs, aren't you, and just watch. I would. Right. All right. Let's do the same again. So we'll start off with left leg. So set crab. Left leg under switch will take us to beast. Let's go straight into a right leg side kick through. Right leg under switch will take us back to beast. Left leg under switch will take us to crab into a right arm crab reach. Return to crab. Bring the hand down and let's go the other way. So right leg under switch to beast. Left leg side kick through. Left leg under switch to beast. Right leg under switch to crab into a left arm crab reach. Return to crab. Well done. I'm going to say well done. I'm guessing that he's not even recording me. So this is, do you know what? I swear to God, I wish things were simple sometimes. It's only Thursday, nearly Friday. Okay, let's have a look at our the flow that we've been working on. Let's do we've got full scoping in there, Claire, so apologies. Do the half scoping if you're not confident with the full one, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, let's go, let's set beast. So I'm hoping we're kind of getting the hang of this by now. So we set beast as usual and hover the knees. We go right leg side kick through. So right leg side kick through, start. Right leg full scorpion. So that leg's going to travel under, all the way up and around, pivot onto the toes, land in your modified crab. And then we just go straight into our right arm crab reach there. So lift the hips and twist and lower. Go left leg under switch to loaded beast. Right leg front step, big front step, and then through. My God, my headphones have even gone off now. I can't hear anything.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me all right? Yeah?
Everything's fine at this end.
How weird. I can hear you coming out of the thing, but I can't hear you coming out of my headphones now. So Zoom's obviously switched to a different, well, yeah, it's switched to the microphone on the thing. So as long as you can hear me, we're all right. So where were we? Right leg full front step. Right, let's do the other side. So step beast. Left leg side kick through. Scorpion with that left leg. All the way up and around. Take it all the way over, which will leave you perfectly placed for a left arm crab reach. Bend the right leg in, lift the hips, and over you go. Return to crab into right leg under switch to loaded beast. So right leg's going to go under. I'm going to walk the arms away. And we go left, right, left, left. Left leg front step, left leg big step forward and through. Return to loaded beast. And release the knees. Oh, and now have a brief pause while I get my nose sorted out. Oh, I was hoping the fact that we did a lot of crab reach would have meant my nose didn't run because I was the other way up. As soon as I come down to this position, face down, I struggle. Right, apologies, Nick. We're going to have to do the ape section of this just to keep us in the loop. So we're
I'll
going to
watch.
set ape. Yeah, you watch. Oh God, set ape. So you want to be in as deep a squat as you can manage. We're not going to be here long, panic not. It's not the most comfortable place for most people, me and Nick included. And then we're going to go ape reach. So the backs of the hands come together, the thumbs reaching towards the floor, the ears between the arms, so you're rounding the spine. We're coming to open, lift the heels, lift the chest, hands turn over. I've got two pizzas reaching out to the side of the room. So pizza on each hand, I'm reaching them out. They're going to return to reach. So backs of the hands come together, thumbs towards the floor, head between the arms. Open, same thing, heels lift, pizza on each arm or hand, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze. One last time, return to your reach position. And then release, and you can come straight out of that. So that's your start of the floor. I'm not going to put it in now. I'm going to put it all together tomorrow for you to where we got to and possibly add some more. So we've got to finish it off. We've got a slide to left leg side kick through or right leg side kick through, a jump to, and then into a crab reach again. So we're going to come to our loaded beast position, and we want to slide to a left leg side kick through, which means your left leg needs to be off the floor. So I'm going to hop forward on my right foot. So if I'm in loaded beast, I'm going to come forward. I'm going to hop the right leg forward, leave the left leg off the floor. So I can go left leg side kick through. I'm going to jump to right leg side kick through. So you start your under switch, you switch the legs in the middle, and you right leg side kick through. We're going to right leg jump in under switch to right arm crab reach. So essentially that right leg starts coming through. You switch the legs again and continue all the way over into crab, landing with the feet more than hip distance apart, and then lift up into your crab reach. Return to crab. And that's as far as we've got at this moment in time. You'll be delighted to hear. So same again on the other side. So we start off in loaded beast, and we're going to slide to a right leg side kick through. So the right leg needs to be off the floor. Over the knees, come forward, hop the left foot forward, right leg off the floor, right leg side kick through. I'm doing all this super slow so you can see. Jump to left leg side kick through. So you start to come back through beast. Which legs? Left leg side kick through. Jumping under switch to crab reach. So this leg is going to come under. It's going to switch again. Your right leg will travel under, which will leave you with your left hand in the air. Lift into your crab reach. Return to crab. Job done. So speeding that up a little bit. You don't have to. You say at the same speed, especially if your left and rights are a little bit like, which mine are most mornings, I have to say. But otherwise, let's start again. So we're going to set loaded beast. We're going to slide to left leg, side kick through. So here we go. Hover the knees. Right foot skips forward. Left leg side kick through. Jumping under switch to right leg side kick through. Jump in the middle. Right leg side kick through. Right leg jumping under switch to right arm crab reach. The same thing. Jump in the middle. Keep going all the way over to crab, which will leave you with your right hand in the air. Lift the hips, crab reach. Return to crab. And then from there, just to get us back, we'll do a left leg under switch to load a beast, and then we'll do it again on the other side. So we're going to slide to right leg side kick through. Hop the left foot, right leg side kick through. Jumping under switch to left leg side kick through. Jumping under switch to crab reach. So all the way over, left hand in front of the face, lift the hips and rotate. And release and take the hips back down, returning to crab. How are we doing? I'm just watching. I'm just watching. I wouldn't blame you if you were. One last time, just that little bit, because I think it's probably the most complex part of it. So I'm going to assume, because I can't see, it's really annoying that I can't see you, because usually at least I can see that you're keeping up or you're doing what you're supposed to be. I can't see you. So I'm going to do it one more time, just so I know it's kind of ingrained in your brain. And like I say, we'll put it all together tomorrow. Starting with the left leg. So set loaded beast, slide to left leg, side kick through. Jumping under switch to right leg, side kick through. Jumping under switch to right arm, crab reach. Return to crab, left leg under switch to loaded beast. Slide to right leg, side kick through. Jumping under switch to left leg, side kick through. Jumping under switch all the way over into a left arm crab reach. Return to crab. And we are done with that flow for today. Okay, so a little bit of a variation on some of the stretches we've been doing. You come down to lying flat out on your back. Bring the right leg up towards the ceiling. So it's 90-90, knee towards the ceiling. You're going to bring that leg all the way across. So it's going to come all the way across to the floor. And you're going to anchor that down there. Right arm up towards the ceiling. And you're going to open the chest to the side. And it's more about the chest opening than it is about the arm trying to find the floor. So don't let the arm go floppy. Think about opening the chest to the sky. So it's a variation on your pretzel. We're going to call it the windmill, because that hand that's out to the side, like it's on a clock face, you're going to take it up overhead, a bit like a snow angel. So overhead, 12 o'clock if you like, and then back out to 9 o'clock. So all the while just working that quarter of that clock face. And seeing if you can just open the chest. You're aiming to get that back shoulder blade down on the floor. And mine's nowhere near at this moment in time. Making sure that the top knee hasn't lifted. Now one last time with the arm, we're going to bring it back out to the side. And then we're going to do what we usually do. And we're going to grab our bottom ankle and pull that bottom leg backwards and then open it into your pretzel. Breathe, etc. Curling the tailbone under slightly. And then slowly unravel yourself, and we'll switch to the other side. So same again, right leg out long, left leg up 90 degrees. We bring that knee all the way across, so roll your body all the way over until the knee's down on the floor, arm up to the ceiling, and then open the chest out to the side. You might find you've got one side that's easier than the other. And I'm trying to keep my chest in line with my arm what I mean by that, I can't get my chest to go any further, but I can make it look impressive by taking my arm to the floor. Think shoulder blade. Think shoulder blade, aiming for the floor, knee stays down. Once you've reached the end, if you like, of what you've got, you start to take the arm up to 12 overhead, and then out to the side to 3 o'clock. In other words, back where it started, like a snow angel, except you're on the floor. Up to 12 o'clock, and then out to 3 o'clock. Couple more, up to 12, and out to 3. One last time, up to 12. And then take that arm all the way down so that you could pick up your bottom ankle. Jesus, trying to grab it. Pull that leg behind you, and then open the chest. And your top knee will either stay down. You can either choose to keep the knee down, or you can balance it out and have the knee and the foot aiming towards the floor, whether they get there or not. Or you can put the foot down, your choice. Our usual pretzel, just breathe through it. And then slowly unravel yourself. And we're done. Like I say, I have no idea what you were up to for those last, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So hope we're okay. I will see you tomorrow. Whoever's with me tomorrow, we will put it all together and we'll run through it all. I think we've kind of done it once already, but we'll do it properly tomorrow. Now we've broken down some of the moves. Still can't see you, so I'm going to wave and say goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow. And hope Zoom's behaving itself.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye,
chaps.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.